After 5-1 thrashing, defending champion Spain look to history and their established task to somehow get their campaign back on track. But will Chile oblige that easy? If they do win, Spain's World Cup defense is all but over. And speaking of Chile, this one is a spicy encounter in the making. Australia take on the team that's in a red-hot form, the Netherlands. Will this be another goal fest for the Oranje? And with Brazil and Mexico slipping up last night, Cameroon and Croatia have a lifeline to get their World Cup campaign back on track. Hello and welcome to IBN Sports. I'm Mandra Dorji and it is the beautiful game. A new day, 3 new matches lined up for you. Joining me in the studio, Karim Ben-Sharifa, coach of Pune FC, and our football analyst, Novi Kapadia. The word is still out though, if he's supporting Spain or Netherlands. We haven't really decided on which t-shirt which color that shirt is. But let's take a look at the matches lined up for later tonight. Okay, so there's 3, the wall doesn't seem to be agreeing with me, but there's 3 games lined up for tonight. 9:30 p.m. that's Netherlands versus Australia, but the 12:30 game is where the defending champions are in action tonight. That's one you will want to stay up for. Digvijay Singh Deo sets up that match for you.
For the last 6 years, they have been by far the best national team on the planet. A hat-trick of titles sealing their place in history. But Spain's golden generation faced their biggest test ever. Simply blown away by the rampaging Dutch in the tournament opener, the clash against Chile tonight will be crucial for their legacy as well as their psyche.
It's very true that we're very hurt. We are in a situation with great responsibility, but we've been given one more chance to continue in the World Cup, which is what we want. With that responsibility and due to the situation, we want to find the solutions to continue.
Adversity brings out the best in champions. But can Spain come to grips with the emotional scarring after that 1-5 defeat? Vicente Del Bosque banked on his tried and tested players to do the job, and that backfired. Captain Iker Casillas will be lucky to get another game. The orchestrator of the Spanish carousel, Xavi, and striker Fernando Torres look past their sell-by date. What Del Bosque has though is options. The talent on the bench is better than the first 11s of most teams.
I think that what happened during our first match is something that we must forget. We have to put that behind us, and now we have to play 2 more matches that are like finals. We had a similar situation during the last World Cup, so we will have to play the next 2 games as if they were finals as well.
And in Chile, Spain run into a South American team who will be raring to have a go at them and be remembered forever in the annals of World Cup history. There is no shortage of flair, and with Spain needing goals, there will be spaces to exploit.
I think Spain is one of the best teams in the world and has the best players in the world. They want those 3 points. We also want them, of course, because that will mean we will progress to the knockout stages. I do think Spain are under pressure.
It's too late now for Spain to change the way they play. The golden generation face the game of their lives.
Yes, the golden generation do face the game of their lives. Starting with you, Novi sir, they are the defending champions. They didn't really start the campaign any good. I mean, 5-1 is a big margin to lose a match by. The pressure will be on the defending champions. Fabregas, in fact, did call this match a matter of life or death, a matter of win or win. Do you see Spain being able to, come back, put the campaign back on track this time around after this match?
They have the ability, they've got history and tradition on their side. For me, the important thing is, yes, it's now or never for Spain, but is Vicente Del Bosque bold enough to, drop players who were out of form? So many come to mind, starting with the goalkeeper, Piqué, Busquets. Now, also the other important thing is he going back to his, the false number 9, or which of the strikers, all who seem out of form sadly, who was he going to choose? So is he going to really change the team, infuse it with young blood, people like Koke? What is Vicente Del Bosque going to do? It's going to be a tough game, a brilliant game, but Spain do have the ability to get past Chile.
Kareem, if I might ask you about this one, there was talk of Diego Costa didn't really have that great a game against Spain. So do you see Del Bosque sticking to that striker up front, maybe going with somebody else like a Torres or a Villa, or do you see him slipping into the false line formation for this one?
Well, they need to score, and they need to convert, to create chances and convert those chances. Again, it's no more only about the possession game, and they are facing a very tough opponent who also they want to go in the attack and they want to score goals. So I do believe the striker is still necessary. I do believe that he will go with one of the three now. Each one of them have a different style. Of course, Diego Costa didn't perform in the first game as he should. Torres is out of form. And Villa have that style of combined. So I do have a feeling that maybe Villa is a good choice that will suit the style of Spain in possession, in movements, in mobility. But still, he's a pure striker who we know can score goals.
I mean, but Novisa, you touched upon this earlier, the bench strength that Spain have. There's Cazorla, there's Juan Mata, there's Juan Fran. Do you see those players coming up for this game and, maybe turning things around for Spain?
Well, I mean, Vicente Del Bosque is the best judge to understand, but I mean, that defense is leaking. In the 2010 World Cup, from the pre-quarter final onwards, they didn't concede a single goal. That is a record in the World Cup. Now, that same defense, of course, Puyol is retired, and the right back Ramos has changed into a central defender, is suddenly very susceptible. So, I mean, he should have the courage to drop people who are not in form. And if he does that, Spain definitely have enough players of great potential to be able to overcome, Chile. But the important thing, is that you've got to score goals. You don't get points. It's not boxing or a beauty contest. You don't get points. You can only win by scoring goals.
Yes, of course, Sanjeev Mukherjee will be on at 11:30 later tonight to discuss this match more in detail. This one's up at 12:30, the game. But going over to the 9:30 game now, let's switch focus to that one. After setting the World Cup alight with a demolition job over Spain, the Dutch get ready to take another step towards the knockout stages against Australia at Porto Alegre in the 9:30 p.m. fixture tonight, shifting away from the traditional Dutch system of 4-3-3. Louis van Gaal successfully implemented the 5-3-2 formation that's allowed Van Persie and Robben to operate as the attacking spearheads, and the evidence of the 5-1 thrashing of Spain has sent alarm bells ringing all across the tournament. While all augurs well for the Dutch, the Aussies are one defeat away from being knocked out of the tournament after losing their first game against Chile. Novisa, we'll start with you on this one again. Quite a great game to start your tournament, I mean, 5-1, beating the world champions. They are up against the lowest ranked team in the tournament, but there is no time for complacency for the Netherlands, right?
Yes, I mean, it's, for me, it could be a case of deja vu. I mean, I saw the Netherlands in 2008, the Euro 2008, where they were in a really difficult group with that time world champions and runners-up Italy and France and Romania, and they started with a whirlwind start, routing France 3-0, Italy 4-1, Romania 2-0, and then just slipped out of the tournament in the quarterfinal, losing in extra time. So, the Dutch tend to blow hot, blow cold. I think they should comfortably beat Australia's ranked 62, the lowest ranked team, and could be the first to take, to be knocked out of the tournament.
Of course, sir, with your orange shirt that you tell us is orange, we know who you would be supporting for the game tonight.
Absolutely.
But your partner here, Kareem, has picked his lineup for the game tonight. Let's just take a look at how he thinks the formation will play out. That's 4-3-3 going into this game. Van Persie, Schneider, Robben up front. That's a former Chelsea player for you, Robben, over there. So of course I am happy with this lineup. But Kareem, if we might go across to your Kareem's corner, why do you think the coach wouldn't really want to go with the 5-3-2 formation that works so well against Spain, and maybe go back to this 4-3-3 formation in this match against Australia here?
Well, my feeling is because definitely the opponent, the coaches do define the strategy based also on the opponent. 5-3-2 is a very compact defensive setup which suited Spain as superior opponent for Australia. But when you expect Australian team to come very compact with the 5 midfielders, only Kale up front. They need more attacking flair. They need to build through the Van Persie, Robin, and this is basically the system that the Dutch team is known about, where they can cover the space very well. We will see Van Persie and Robin on the flank taking on one-on-one situation and cutting inside. We will see the Sneijder, who will have a big role, who will be floating around this midfield in these areas and also getting into scoring positions. And of course, they have choices here, maybe De Jong, Blind and De Guzman, but also they can play also Sneijder on this position of the midfield and play another striker, which they have Bekut and they have Huntelaar and Lois.
But Karim, width-wise, this does leave the Dutch pretty, I mean, there's a lot width-wise that you're leaving out?
You are right on this question, very good question. It looks like they are more focusing on the center, but in a 4-3-3 formation, definitely they will push the side backs high on the pitch to give them that necessary width to break this compact Australian defense.
Okay, Novi, if I might get you into this one, you did speak about how, the Australians aren't really the highest ranked, in fact, they're the lowest ranked team in the tournament. But do you see the coach, maybe concentrating more on the defensive line, considering, against Spain, Holland the defensive line did struggle in the first 45 minutes?
Australia is always very tenacious, very tough team to break down, but it's a new look team. A lot of the stars of the past, Harry Kewell, Mark Viduka, and these people have retired, so it depends on the Mile Jedinak, Tim Cahill, how they can cope and with what pace the Dutch start. That is very vital. But they've got 3 players at the peak of their form, Sneijder, Van Persie and Robin. So really, they'll be, the Dutch will be very difficult to handle for the Aussies. And I think how much ever defensively Australia play, the Dutch have the ability to use the set pieces well. They are good in the air. They should get through comfortable winners.
Karim, if I might come to you on this one, I mean, there's always this talk of club versus country as far as the footballer is concerned. Robin Van Persie didn't really have that great a season with Man United, but come the World Cup, captain of the Netherlands, he's really out there for his team, doing everything he can.
The first match performance was magic, was tremendous. The goals, the flying header that he scored was a big statement that he wants to have a successful World Cup, and I'm sure he will carry on with that because he's now one of the main leaders of the team, and I'm sure Van Gaal count a lot on him.
Thank you so much. Our guests, of course, will be back at 11:30. Very busy guests we have here. Going over the third game tonight, Group A bottom rankers Croatia and Cameroon will be feeling the heat as they face off in Manaus tonight, seeking to keep their hopes of making the knockout rounds alive. A win is the only result that both teams will be looking for, even before they could recover from their 3-1 loss to Brazil that saw some controversial decision being made against them. The squad were embroiled in fresh controversy with a Croatian website publishing revealing pictures of the players frolicking in a swimming pool. Cameroon, though, will be eagerly expecting Samuel Eto'o to recover from his knee problems that affected him in the team's 1-0 defeat at the hands of Mexico. Time for a short break. Now, on the other side, hosts Brazil's campaign takes a hit after the opening win. Neymar and company are held to a goalless draw up by Mexico. Welcome back. Now let's go back to the matches last night. And Mexico shot-stopper Guillermo Ochoa denied Brazil the sweet taste of victory with a sensational performance as the hosts were held to a goalless draw by South American rivals in a pulsating Group A encounter at the Fortaleza late last night. The Brazil started with their customary tempo. It was Mexico who came back hot with Hector Herrera's stinging drive, getting the best out of the Brazilian goalie Julio Cesar. But it was Ochoa who would emerge as the deciding factor with a string of great saves that left the Brazilian exasperated. In what could easily be one of the great saves of all time, Ochoa flung his right to his right to parry a bullet header from Neymar that looked certain to be going in. Neymar tried his best to break the deadlock, but the 28-year-old Ochoa held fort with some terrific saves to help Mexico claim a well-deserved point. Now the bad news continues for the Portuguese national team as defender Fabio Contrao has been ruled out of the World Cup after he picked up a thigh injury against Germany. Contrao was stretchered off during the second half of Portugal's 4-0 defeat to Germany, and scans on Tuesday revealed he would not recover during the course of the World Cup. Portugal's heavy defeat to Germany has left them with their backs to the wall, with matches against Ghana and USA still to go. That's it. Okay, we also have you joining, you being part of the conversation on CNN IBN. You have been tweeting to us using the hashtag World Cup. Padmanabh has written to us, we'll see a different Spain today, hashtag World Cup, or we'll never see the Spain we all knew. Now, there's more that you have been saying to us. Robin van Persie has scored 10 goals in his last 9 appearances for Holland. Anju Prajapati said that. There's more from you. Missing Ronaldinho, the graceful magician, and Thunderbolt Ibrahimovic. Without them, 2014 World Cup isn't really fun. Absolutely agree with you there. And there's one more there, that awkward moment when Brazil and Mexico don't score, but Russia does. There's also the tweet of the day that we pick from everything that you have sent us. This World Cup is just like an emotional journey. Tears in eyes during national anthem is something very, very patriotic. Neymar, you beauty. Of course, you can also join the conversation with and tweet to us at IBN Live using the hashtag World Cup. Remember, that's World Cup with an S. And that's it on the show. A reminder to tune in at 11:30 where Kareem and Novi will review Netherlands and Australia's result and discuss the Spain-Chile game in more detail.